My word, does time go by pretty fast. I mean, to be quite fair, I remember not too long ago I was making a video about the beginning of the year, setting goals and what I plan to do with the year and how fast this time really is gonna go, and my goodness, did it really go. That was 5 months ago. Even I'm just realizing as I'm recording this, I was about to say 3 months, but it's been 5 months literally. We are here in May now, and the last time I talked about, this time being passing thing, it was back in January. It's actually like crazy to think about. Time slows down legit for no one. It's so interesting too. It was the reason why one of my main goals was also to just stay as present as possible. Only because I know that time is gonna go by that much faster. It's literally insane. But the whole obvious of this conversation I wanted to have with you guys today is that we have to realize that time waits for no one. Time goes by pretty fast, and if you don't stay present enough and you get sucked into your own head and into your own world, you're gonna lose track of it and it's gonna go right past you. I've got some exciting things coming up this summer, but I know for sure they're gonna go by fast and I will not realize the full value of it if I do not stay present. And to be quite fair, there are times in these first 5 months of this year that I've gone through and I've absolutely missed some critical moments only because I was stuck in my head. I really didn't, take advantage of this present moment, but there are times where I did stay present and I got the full value of those days that I was in. Personally for me, these first 7 days of this month have been the slowest of the year for me, and I think that's a very good thing, because usually I'd go by days where a month will start, next thing I know it's the 10th and I'm like, wait, wasn't yesterday just April 1st? It's literally crazy how time works, and we have to take full advantage of it. Really, we have to take full advantage of it, because literally it will go past us if we don't stay present. It's the reason why I harp on staying present so much, because if we don't do that, it just goes right past us. It really does. And honestly, we won't be able to derive the full value. So for me, I believe that's the biggest thing. For me, that's the biggest thing, to stay as present as possible and to really take life one day at a time. I know it's easy to fall into that limelight of, oh, what's the future hold? What am I going to do 2 months from now? What am I going to do a year from now? But what are you going to do now is the real question. What are you going to do now? And honestly, it's your decisions you make today that make those 2 months, that year from now, version of you. When that time does come, you'll be looking back, and it will either be regret that, oh, I didn't do this much, or either be, yeah, I did enough and I got to where I am now. So that's why I stress being present. It's the decisions you make today that make tomorrow worth it. Whatever goal you're trying to go for, it's not something that just all of a sudden pops up right in front of you and you're like, oh yeah, I've achieved it. No, it's making the decision today, making the decision the next hour from now, the next minute from now. Now, that doesn't mean to become paranoid or become very analytical. No, remain natural, of course, but also have a sense of awareness about your decisions. When you have two things to pick, you pick the one that's gonna make the future version of you proud. Because you don't want to put that task on your future version of yourself, I would say. I think I can derive a good example from this. When you do laundry, right, and you leave your clothes and you're telling yourself, oh yeah, I'll do this tomorrow. Then tomorrow comes and you're like, oh yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. Then tomorrow comes and you're like, no, I'll do it tomorrow. You're only making things harder for the future version of yourself. But if you did it in the moment, instead of saying, I'll wait till tomorrow, you'd be like, oh yeah, thank you, past version of me. Now, that's one less thing I have to do today. You see how that works? It's quite nice, but for me, that's what I would go as far as to say, just just to stay as present as possible, to really derive the value of each and every moment, and to just be aware of your decisions. I think doing that will inevitably lead to a lot of good, not only in your life, but mentally as well. It will give you a sense of peace, and I think things will pan out quite fine, to be quite fair. So that's my little 2 cents on this conversation in regards to time. It is 5 months now, and by the time you know it, it will be in August. It will be 2025 January. Take advantage of time. It will go by. And that's the crazy thing. It waits for no one. So stay as present as possible. Try to take advantage of the moment you're in right now, whether you're listening to this, just, I don't know, I'd say just be present. That's really it. That's really it for me. Just be as present as possible. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your perspective on time is. As people say, time is relative, right? What do you do to slow down time when you feel like it's kind of getting ahead of you? I'd like to kind of hear your inputs on it. But till next time, appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll catch you all on the flip side, yeah?